Hi everybody, it's Margot again today with our tip of our day. The tip of the day today is going to be some easy ways to grow yourself through self-improvement. So anyways, the first step to even, working on yourself is admitting that you need to. Everybody needs to improve in some area of their life. And everybody has had something that's happened in their life that has, turned them into the person that they are today. They could be a stronger person. They could be somebody suffering from depression. The scope or the range of where somebody is at could be like huge. So these videos are made off of a blog post. So I'm really going to keep this one brief tonight because this is actually the third time I've tried to do the video, and just a minute ago the dog barked like when I was about a half a minute away from finishing it up. So I'm having to redo it. So I'm going to make it really brief. So anyways, self-improvement, first step is admitting that you need to improve upon yourself. There's books out there that you can read that are great. I personally go to Amazon.com. I love the Kindle app. I love to read on my phone. I can read a book wherever I go if I want. And they have some really amazing books by some really amazing authors, and all on the topic of self-improvement or, what was the other thing I was going to say? I don't know. It was another kind of a book. Anyway, self-improvement, anyhow, is basically what I was getting at. And you can download them for free or for pennies, pretty much. They're not very much. And there's some really crappy books out there too. So honestly, my tip for that would be to make sure that you read any reviews on any books, whether it's Amazon's platform that you use or an Audible and you listen to the book instead. Just kind of read the reviews and get a feel for it. Maybe ask somebody that you look up to, like a mentor, if you've reached out for a mentor, reached out to somebody to kind of guide you through everything, or just to be your friend and help you through stuff. Ask them if they've got any ideas of some really good books that they think would help you, because everybody is a different area. So maybe if your area of self-improvement is going to be on weight loss, that there's a book out there, to help you with reaching weight loss goals. One thing I'd like to say is that setting yourself some goals for self-improvement, like my goal right now is to try to make a video every day. If I miss a day, it's not the end of the world, but I'm going to try to do that. I'm doing it for a couple reasons. One, because I'm kind of camera shy and I tend to ramble and stumble over my tongue sometimes. Two, because I just think that instead of just pictures on a wall of Facebook or just like some little ad somewhere or a little story about my family, yeah, it tells you a little bit about me, but you get to know more about me. You can see my face. You can, so when you hear my voice, you can be like, oh, I guess it's a way for me to get to let people know who I am, and to open up, and it's public, and I think it'll help my business, and those are the three reasons, I'm trying to grow as a person, and I'm hoping that my business will grow in the end as a result. So that's my way of self-improving right now. That's one of the things I'm doing. Another thing that the article touches base on is leaders and leadership and positions in leadership, and the leadership can be defined by, defined as, I should say, somebody with influence. It could be defined that way, I suppose. A lot of people think of that person's influential. I rather think of it somebody that's like-minded for me. Somebody that, thinks like me, has kind of the same goals as me. Even if they're like, I'm in the making money online marketing niche. That's like my thing. It's like my theme for everything. And some people are in like health and wellness, and we might not have the same exact business ideals, but I can still connect with them on a level that I can learn a lot from them, and they can teach me a lot, and so I can be influenced by them, but more for me is law of attraction. It's they've done something or said something to me that's attracted me to them as a person, and I don't mean in a physical sense of attraction. I mean in the, the sense that they've got knowledge they can share with me. Because one thing that you need to keep in mind is even if you think you know everything, you don't know everything, and as soon as you realize that you don't know everything, you'll find your place in the universe, and you'll end up reaching your goals that way. Sounds kind of corny, but it's really true. Another thing that you need to kind of keep under wraps is stress. If you are feeling stressed, maybe you're overworking yourself, maybe things are not like, you're not meeting your goals, take it easy on yourself. Lighten up a little bit, kick back, say, you know what? I'm done. Today I'm taking an hour off. Today I'm not working because I'm going to take a me day and do something for yourself, read a book, take a bubble bath, go to the spa, go for a walk, exercise, whatever makes you feel good, makes you relax, opens up your mind so that you can go back to work either later or the next day, refreshed with an open mind that, ideas can be bouncing through and you're not feeling uptight and like, oh my gosh, I've got to meet this deadline, You don't want to feel like that. There is a good kind of stress. Anyways, I think there's a good kind of stress. People might, argue that. But when you're anxious about something exciting that's happening, like say if you're an author and you're writing a book and you're like a chapter away from the end, and you've got that, you're stressed out, you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, leave me alone. I've got to get this chapter finished. And then, it might not seem like happy stress at the moment, but it's really happy stress because you're just so excited to finish something or you're so excited to reach that goal, and that to me is a good stress. So make sure that, you kind of balance out the stress in your life. More happy stress is better. Take some time for yourself, relax, enjoy yourself, read a book, take a bubble bath, and think about, how, like maybe sit down with a piece of paper and write down an event or some events in your life that have had the most impact in your life, whether it was a negative impact or a positive impact. And then I want you to think about how it impacted your life. Did it help you to grow into a stronger person that you are today? Did it actually set you back and hold you back to a place where you just can't feel like you just can't get up? You can't get to that happy place. You can't get at least to a happy medium, and I think that's important because I got into an accident in 2007 that, thank God I'm alive because they had to bring me back. I lost a lot of blood. I was broken from the waist down. I was told I would never walk again. And honestly, like I shocked them all. It was 6 months in a wheelchair and then 6 months after that on crutches is what they were saying. And I was in a wheelchair. The doctors probably wouldn't like to know this, but I was in a wheelchair for about 2 weeks straight. And that was just the first 2 weeks out of getting home from the hospital. I was in the hospital for 12 days. And they wanted to keep me there for a few months, but I couldn't stay away from my family. So I kind of pushed to go home. Like I said, I was in the wheelchair for about 2 weeks after that, and then I got up on like 2 crutches for a little bit. I think it was probably another week or two of 2 crutches, and then I just pushed myself to 1 crutch, and that's how I got around for the most part, unless I went outdoors, because it was winter time by the time I was, walking on crutches, But I couldn't let them restrict me like that, so I really pushed myself. Now, it had a lot of negative impacts the accident did. I lost a great job that I was going to be starting. I literally was going to be starting a job 2 days after working at a high school. So I was headed in the right direction. I had gotten my GED because I had dropped out when I was younger. My life had been through a lot of crazy moments, but I had gotten my GED and like finally got the certificate of my GED a couple weeks before the accident, and then boom, the accident happened. So I'm like, oh great, the whole world's going to come crashing down again. But it didn't. I pushed through it. I had bad days. Everybody has bad days, and I had probably more bad days than good days in the beginning, but I got to the other side. And honestly, that's why I work online at home. That's why I'm trying so hard to make this work for me. And it's really my dream. I love being able to stay home with my kids. I love being able to have the freedom to just be like, okay, today I'm not going to work. I'm just going to go whatever. And I'm still going to be making money. Or I can still, I can get home and work for an hour and make some money. Whatever. Like, I like that freedom. For me, that works for me. Which is why I love the system that I'm with. I've mentioned it in the other videos. The 110 method. I love it. I mean, it couldn't ask for anything better. Automated. And I don't mean like literally push a button automated. Although it sounds kind of cliche and cheesy. It can be that simple. It depends on how much work you want to put into it and what you set up for yourself. I mean, you could, literally set everything up to do all your posting for you and everything for you inside the business and do it hands-free except for connecting with people, which really is our only goal in 110. It's really our only focus on our only goal, our only focus, and that's why they call it the 110 method. It's one focus with one team and 10 times the income. And, if that's something you check into, you'll understand where they're coming from. But it really is, it's almost as simple as push a button and go. It's a little bit more than that. They got some challenges in there to keep you on your toes, and you'll learn something every day. But that's really what pushed me to do what I do. And I have this strong desire to help other people. I guess for me, it's like, if I can make some money in a business and bring in some people that are making money too, like, I don't just want people in my business and in my team that are just making me money. That doesn't make me feel good. I literally get on the phone with people, or in the past, especially with the female people on my team more than anything, just because we tend to connect a little more. But I tend to get on the phone with them, and like, there's been a couple people in teams in the past where, yes, I've been making money, and I'm literally telling these people exactly what I'm doing. I'm not leaving anything out, and they're doing everything I'm doing, and they're getting leads, but they're not getting sales. And here I am thinking, feeling bad, because I'm like, well, I don't want to tell them that I made $120 today. Like, I don't want to tell them that. So I'd find myself holding back times that I was making money, because I'm trying to like come up with all these great ideas for them to like make money. I'm even giving them leads of mine. Like, here, why don't you take this? And I mean, not that I can't use the money, because I can, but because I really just wanted them to experience at least their first time making money online, or at least make some money, and have a reason to stay on. Because if they aren't making any money, then they're going to be gone. And that's another, like, that's like the biggest thing with 110 that I love, besides the fact that I can spend an hour a day working and that's it. Anything I do above and beyond an hour, even a half an hour actually, really, anything above and beyond that, I'm doing it because I want to. And that's it, And then the rest of it's team retention. We have a 95% retention rate. People are not leaving because they're making money within, some within the first couple of days, some in the first week, but usually 90% of us are pretty close to it, I would say. I shouldn't say 90%. I shouldn't put a statistic on that. Are making money within the first month, though, the majority of us. So anyways, back to my blog article talking. Anyways, so like I said, good stress, bad stress, balance it out. Try to find a calm space, inside yourself. Make yourself happy. And keep everything you're doing fun, whether it's working online or whatever. Spend time with like-minded people, another thing that it talks about in the blog post a lot is exercise and staying in top physical condition. I want to make a point to say that not everybody is in top physical condition. I'm not in top physical. I got a few pounds on me more than I should. And I don't like to exercise. I'm too focused on everything else in my life. Am I extremely overweight? No. But everybody has a different obstacle that they've got to overcome. And some people, maybe that's what they need to work on. So set a goal to go for a half a mile walk, for the first week every day, or every other day, or 3 times a week. I mean, and make the little goals, and have your goals just little incremental goals. Don't make a goal for 5 years down the road. I mean, you can make one, but don't focus on that goal. Focus on the little steps. And every 3 months or so, come back and review those goals that you've set for yourself. Or every week if you need to. Set a new goal every day. Whatever works for you, but try to keep it in the present. Don't go too much into the future, and realize that the past is the past. What you did yesterday, that's gone. It's done. You can literally take today and start out fresh. Today is a whole new day. Today is the day for you to become the person that you want to become. And don't let anything stand in the way of your dreams. Like, for me, that's just a really pertinent point in self-development, self-improvement, whatever. Focus on what you need inside of yourself, and focus on helping the world around you, and everything else is going to fall into place. Everything else is just going to make sense, and it might take a while, but it really does happen, and when you consider your own personal development, in the article it talks about, focusing on leadership. To me, leadership, again, is, like I said, helping as many people as you can. That's a true leader. Somebody that wants to help you, even if it's just something simple, like, here's a book, read this book, it's a great book, it helped me a lot, or something as far as, what, I know you're short on money, but I really can see the potential that you have. I know that you can do great with this. I know you're going to go far with this, so I'm going to pay your first month of this for you. If you're in a position that you can do that. Anything that you can do to reach out and help somebody else is going to make you feel great about yourself, and it's going to help your business grow in the end, because you're going to be helping other people. I mean, honestly, that's my overall goal.